Republicans were booing John Cornyn at the Texas GOP
the Texas
convention.
Republican Party has formally rebuked one of its own. Hey, hear that? That was the scene at the state convention in Houston this weekend. GOP leaders are calling out Senator John Cornyn for leading bipartisan talks on new gun legislation. Lawmakers from both parties are facing pressure to pass gun restrictions following mass shootings in the country. It's unclear.
Yeah, here. One of my favorite takes from John Cornyn in this situation was like, listen, fear not. He literally straight up on the Senate floor, I believe, said, do not worry. If you're mentally ill or you beat your wife, as long as you're not convicted, you can still have a gun. I'm paraphrasing. Okay, I'm paraphrasing. But he basically said that. Okay, I'm not, I wish I was kidding. Holy fuck, hold on. We got to find, does anyone have his, I listened to it earlier this morning. I wonder. He literally said something along the lines of like, listen. Here. Rumi Kubo, thank you.
Mr. President, 28 days ago, an 18-year-old young man opened fire on so brutal and inhuman. I want to make sure we actually do something useful, something that is capable of becoming a law, something that will have the potential to save lives. I'm happy to report, as a result of the hard work of a number of senators in this chamber, that we've made some serious progress. In particular, that there are some red lines and no middle ground. We've talked, we've debated, we've disagreed, and finally we've reached an agreement among the four of us. But obviously, this is not something that will become law or fail to become a law because of a small group of senators. The truth is, we had a larger group of 20 senators, 10 Republicans and 10 Democrats, come forward. Community-based mental is isolated when it comes to taking their medication that allows them to manage sort of profiled the type of young man, typically alienated, isolated, not receiving any sort of support or medical or psychiatric care, certainly not complying with their doctor's orders when it comes to taking their medication that allows them to manage their mental illness challenges. We know that this profile is one that Salvador Ramos fit, the shooter in Uvalde. He was a deeply...
Come on.
Because he said he liked the way it made him look.
I want to know, like, where the fuck does he say? God damn it. Does anyone have the fucking clip? Has anyone... it's so hard to fucking find clips in real time. I hate this, dude. I hate it. Like, Senate negotiations, senators unveil text on bipartisan. Please just show the John Cornyn take. Please, somewhere. I have to find the John Cornyn take. Where he just straight up says, he straight up fucking says, in this speech, at a certain point in this fucking speech, he literally turns around and says, like, fear not.
Ramos.
Why? Why can't I see the fucking actual full-blown speech, dude? What is happening? Here's his take. Is this a poop sock? Thanks, man. Get absolutely fucked, dude. Like, literally get absolutely fucked. I clicked on it knowing full well that it was a poop sock so I could permanently ban you.
Our bill also provides increased protection for domestic violence victims. It shouldn't matter whether a person is married to their abuser if the abuser is convicted of domestic violence. And many people have what I would call non-traditional relationships. whether they're living together, they have a child together, or whether they just have a long-term romantic or intimate relationship. 86% of gun-owning households support that sort of protection for domestic violence victims, where too often a gun is involved. Again, this doesn't limit law-abiding gun owners' rights unless somebody's convicted of
yeah, this is what I meant. He's like, yeah, don't worry. It's just like, you know, as long as you haven't been convicted of beating the shit out of your wife, like, it's fine.
Domestic abuse under their state laws, their gun rights will not be impacted. Again, this portion of the bill includes critical due process protections, which, as we all know, is part of our Constitution. You shall not be deprived of your rights without due process of law. One new feature that we've proposed is that those who are convicted of non-spousal misdemeanor domestic abuse, not felony, but misdemeanor domestic violence, will have an opportunity after 5 years to have their Second Amendment rights restored.
Bro, he's literally saying, bro, just lightly beat your wife, okay? Don't get caught. Don't get caught. If you beat your wife a little bit, like, don't get caught. You're fine. Like, we're not gonna take your guns away. You know, it's okay. Like, just do a little bit of abuse, okay? As long as you don't get caught, as long as you're not convicted, you can still keep your guns.
But they have to have a clean record.
Don't worry, boys.
And this is an incentive, in fact, I think, for people who've made a mistake and who've committed domestic violence and received a misdemeanor conviction to straighten up their act and to not repeat it. Our bill also strengthens the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, or known as NICS, to ensure it's more fulsome and accurate. In Uvalde, this young man, Salvador Ramos, turned 18. Went in and he passed a background check. It's like he was born yesterday, because there was no way for the National Instant Criminal Background Check System to look back on any mental health adjudications or criminal convictions which would have barred him from purchasing a firearm had
Why does this keep pausing randomly?
it occurred as an adult.
Fuck?
If a 17-year-old is convicted of a violent crime or adjudicated as mentally incompetent, that information should show up in the background check system if he tries to purchase a firearm when he turns 18. 87% of gun-owning households in America support making juvenile records available in the background check system, and this legislation will make that possible. Now, the states will control what information they're willing to share, but our legislation provides an incentive for states to upload the records that reflect on the suitability of an individual to purchase a firearm, allow them to upload juvenile records into the...
Just urge people of color, though. Yeah, man, it sucks. It sucks that, like, you know, only white people will be able to purchase guns easily and then, like, accidentally kill themselves. It's just so sad. It's just really fucked up. I think, yeah, I am pro-black people, which is why I personally believe to take the day off. Wait, what? Why? Don Fat is so cute and vulnerable. What? Okay. Chatters are so weird. Every time I click on a fucking Chatter's takes, it's just so weird every time. I love this. I mean, this is like I said, He is straight up, like, he's straight up advocating for, like, bare minimum legislation, promoting the legislation on what it doesn't have, as we've talked about before, right? And even then, they're like, nope, that's not enough. It should have no legislation. There should be no legislation. You should be giving everyone who's mentally ill multiple guns, okay? No red flag laws, brother. Fuck you. I'm mentally ill and I beat my wife. I need to have multiple guns. How dare you come after me? Like, I guess you know yourself then. These are the ideas that they rejected in the bipartisan agreement on principles for gun-related legislation. Like, all good ideas, okay? All good ideas. Who stops a bad guy with a gun? It's usually not law enforcement. A review of 433 shootings in the United States shows that most are over by the time the police arrive. Bystanders sometimes stop attackers, but seldom shoot them. Yep. It's crazy, man. Like, this bill doesn't even implement or institute red flag